Hello. Today we're going to make some chocolate cake, and then we're also going to make some chocolate chip cookies. We're just going to follow the directions on the box for the cake. Pour the bag in. And 1 cup of water. Half a cup of vegetable oil. Three eggs. I usually crack my eggs in a bowl in case there's shells or whatnot. A little shell or a little of something in here. I'll try to scoop it out. All right. There's 1. There's 2. And then there is 3. All right. No shells. We're good to go. In it goes. Whisk it. Mix it all up. So it's all nice and smooth. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Mixing. It's almost there. You don't want any lumps. Spray our pan. Dump our cake mix in our pan. You can make it a flat pan like this. You can use a bundt pan. You can make them into cupcakes. My daughter asked for a chocolate cake, so chocolate cake it is. Use a rubber spatula. Clean the bowl out. All right, that's done. I usually tap my pan to get the air bubbles out. We don't want air bubbles in it. And in it goes for bake at 350, and then for until it comes the toothpick and it comes out clean. So my oven is on, and here we go. All right. I'll pick up my mess, and then we'll start our chocolate chip cookies. Okay. Wash up my bowl so I can rinse it again. Cookies. All right. Okay. And we're going to just use the recipe on the back of that bag. All right. All right. So it calls for 2 1/4, 2 1/4 cup of flour. Just dump my cup in there. And I usually take a butter knife and then I poke it to get all the air bubbles out of it. It works well. And then I tap it like this. And then I scrape it off. So it's all level with the back side of the butter knife. So there's, and I'm going to make a double batch. So there's one. I need another one. Same thing. Poke it and gets all the air out of it and level it. And voila, there's 2. Now for one batch it calls for 2 1/4 cup. So we're doing a double batch so we can make more. So here's number 3. Double batch, you just double it. Poke, flatten it, and scrape. There's number 3. And here's number 4. Poke, tap across, scrape off. 4. Okay. And then it calls for 1/4. So we're going to double it. So we're going to do a half. A half. Okay. Same thing. This is almost done with the flour. Poke and scrape off. And that flour is done. Okay. Next one, it calls for a teaspoon of baking soda. We're going to double that. Yep, 1 teaspoon. Baking soda. Same thing. I take my spoon, my box, scrape the top. Once I get it, scrape the top off. There it is. Gonna double it. 1, 2. 1 teaspoon of salt. Same thing. I'm gonna double. I'm gonna put the flour away. I'm done with that. I picked up as I use things. I put stuff away. It makes life much easier. All right. And now we got the salt, and that is 1 teaspoon. We're gonna double. Move my bowl over so you can see what I'm doing. There's 1. Flatten it. 1. A little more. Want it flat. 2. All right. Done with the salt. Okay. Next is white sugar or granulated sugar. Again, we're going to double that. Yeah, there's lots of flour because there's a double recipe. So I doubled it. So instead of making, I think it was 24, I'll make 48 of them. Okay. So we are at, yes, 3/4 or 3/4 cup of sugar, white sugar or granulated sugar. There we go. I'm going to double this. That way I'll have cookies for my children for after school snack. And okay, so that one is done. Now we're on to the sweet cream butter softened. So, and that's a 1/2 cup. So 1 is 1 stick is a 1/2 cup, and we want for 1 recipe it calls for 1 cup. So we need 4 sticks of butter, creamed butter. And then we can cream this together. I usually, even though it says to do it in a separate bowl, it still works just as well to save on dishes to do it all together, whatever is your preference. So we will just get this all softened. I just put it all in one. It all comes to the same, in my opinion. But it's like I said, it's just your preference. Mix, mix, and mix till it's all smooth. Remember, this is a double batch, so that's why it may look like there's a lot of flour and sugar. We'll just keep mixing till the lumps are out. And the cake is in, and it's baking. It smells delicious. Okay. Once we put the other ingredients in, it will soften it up and make it a little bit more wet. And that's what we want. Okay. Then we can always work more of butter in. Okay. Let's see what. Yep, you're gonna have a flour here and there, but that's all part of the plan and the process. All part of the process. Okay. Like I said, it looks like there's a lot because we doubled it. All right. Let's see what the next step is. All right. And then we gotta put the brown sugar, which is 3/4 cup of brown sugar, packed brown sugar. So we gotta pack it. I'll get my brown sugar. All right. Brown sugar. We'll mix that in. Packed. It's 3/4, so we're going to double it. So we're going to do it twice. And we're going to pack it. So I kind of push it down, level it to pack it. That's a good pack. There's a one. And we're doubling, so we got to do 2 of these. We'll mix that up. Just so, like I said, I just mix it all in the same bowl. It all comes out the same way. And it saves on having to do a dish. Okay. Okay, next vanilla calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We're gonna double it, so it'll be 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. There's a 1, 2. All right, we'll put that one away. Okay. Almost there. We'll mix that. No, I think it's eggs. Yes, it is. And we have 2 eggs. Same thing that we did with the cake. We are going to crack it in a bowl. We're going to crack this one in a bowl just in case there is any shells in there. We don't want the shells. So it calls for 2, but we're going to double. So now we're going to do 4. 1, 2. 3, 4. I usually whip up my egg just so it makes it a little bit easier to work with, especially when I put it all together. And the magic will begin. It will start to form and come together into the dough. But remember, this is double, so that's why it looks like there's a lot here. But in reality, there's not. Okay. The magic is happening. It's coming together. If you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Thank you. I like working with a wooden spoon because they don't bend easily as plastic spoons do. The magic is coming. The more ingredients you have, the harder it gets to mix. Thanks for all the comments. Much appreciated. We're getting there. We are getting there. And then after this comes the most favorite of the whole recipe is the chocolate chips. Almost there. You want to make sure all that flour is mixed in well. It's all mixed and good. So we can put our chips in it. The cake is rising nicely. When that gets done, we'll take it out and see what it looks like. I'm going to let it cool and put some frosting on it. All right. There's our dough. Now for the finishing touches. Remember, we're doubling it, so it calls for a whole bag of chocolate chips. The good stuff. The good stuff. And we do one bag at a time for this, so just so that it can mix all in there. said, I did a double batch. It's much easier because I'm so busy during the week. So when I bake, it's best to have enough for the week. All right, and we'll put another batch in of chocolate chips. I like to use kitchen scissors a lot. With my scissors, I usually cut like my meat, everything with it, bags. Kitchen scissors. You cannot be in the kitchen without some kitchen scissors. True story. Alrighty. And then mixing it. Mix, mix, mix. All right, it's all mixed. Our cookie dough. Now we're gonna get our cookie sheet and lay it on the cookie sheet. Let me just check my cake. Let's see how that's coming along. Smells pretty good. Doesn't take long. Here's our cake. We poke a hole in it. Oh, it's still a little wet. Almost there though. Getting there. All right, put my dishes in my sink. Then take care of that when I'm done. And then I can get my cookie sheets out. Put the eggs away. Okay, make room for other things. All right. Okay, we've got room to work now. You always want room to work. All right, we can throw this stuff out. Okay. Get my parchment paper. I usually use parchment paper for my cookies so they don't burn. Right, parchment paper on my pan. Parchment paper works best because it doesn't burn your cookies. Let me get my cookie spoon. I use like these little scoopers for my cookies. This one's a little bit too big though. A smaller one. Sometimes it might stick on there and sometimes it doesn't. And you put like a little oil on your cookie. I can use this. I can just do half of it. If you put a little oil or a little spray, I usually spray my cookie, my cookie spoon scoop. I'll only do like half of that. This one's my little bit bigger one. And then you just drop them, and bake them. And they'll puff down. It all depends how big you want your cookie. And I space them out because they expand with each other. I usually put 4 rows of 3 on a cookie sheet. There's enough room. I'm just going to move it up a little bit. These are going to be different sizes. Here we go. And then we'll put that in the oven for 375. Because the cake is just about done, so I can increase the temperature on the cookie. Let's check the cake. One more time. It should be done. Oh, there we go. Here's our cake. And it's clean. We're going to let that cool. Put our cookies in. I'll do a second tray. Now that the cake is out. That way it's done. Second tray for my cookie. Same thing. I usually use parchment paper. Parchment paper on them to get 2 trays going at once. There we go. All right, tray 2. Get this one in. Same thing. Same thing. Cookies are cooking. Do another tray. Get these in. Spray this some more. It's sticking. You don't need too much, just enough so it doesn't stick out there. There we go. And I just took the recipe off the bag on the chocolate chips. Okay, and then we'll put these in the oven. Wait for the cake to cool. We gotta make sure it's all cool before we frost it though. Because if you frost it too soon, and if it's hot, it will melt the frosting right off. So we gotta wait until that is done. If you like what you see, like and subscribe, please. I would appreciate it. Thank you for all your comments, too. Now we're just awaiting for the first batch of cookies to be done. Get the cooling rack, cool them off. And when you're done, we'll just cool these off. I have a 3-tier rack. With all the baking and cooking that I do, this comes in handy for days like this, especially during Christmas time when I do a lot of my cookies. I use a 3-tier cooling rack. We'll put this to the side when we get ready. Put our cookies up there. When we get ready. Now it's just a wait for it to get done. For our cake, we got chocolate. Request of my daughter wanted chocolate frosting, so we're gonna have chocolate frosting on our cake when it's cooled. It's not cooled yet. But there that is. Normally, I feel the bottom. If you can touch the bottom without flinching, then it's cold. But it's still really hot. So we're waiting until that cools, and then we will frost our cake. And we're still waiting for our cookies to come out. Looking pretty good. Cookies are still cooking. We're getting there. That's the whole. That's the mainly the wait time is baking it and waiting for it to bake. That takes most of the time up because you got to make sure it's all done. starting to puff up. Let's see, maybe I can show what I see. Let's see. Let me move my camera so you can all see at home what it looks like. So they're puffing up. There we have it. It's cooking. Okay. Put the camera back. Sorry if it's a little wobbly. I'm just fixing. There we go. I am doing chocolate chip cookie. And it's a double batch, so that's why it looks like there's a lot there. We're just waiting for the 2 trays to get done, and then we can put them on our cooling rack. They're almost there. Then you have to wait for it to cool off a little bit on the tray before you take it off and stick it on your cooling rack. Put this here. There we go. Let me just position my camera a little bit better so you all at home can see. There we go. And let's see. And then we got that cake that's cooling still that we're going to frost. Right, we got a little brown on the bottom, and that's what we want for our cookie. Let's see. My trays I usually turn. I put one on the bottom and flip it, and then put the other one on the top. That way it kind of evens out the cooking time. That's what I do. I mean, you don't have to, but that's what I do. Everybody's different though. Oh, that's nice, Texas Repo. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I do a lot of cooking in my crock pot. The cookies are getting there. Not white. They're still a little doughy, but almost there. Okay, there's our first tray. They're done. We're just going to let them set and cool right on the tray. That way they set a little bit more. And then these are going to, I like chewy ones. Chewy ones are good. We're going to let those set on the tray and work its magic. It'll set and kind of settle down and cool off while it's settling down. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And thanks for all the comments. And our cake is still almost done cooling, and we'll frost that. And our second tray is just about done. We'll take that out. Alrighty. There we have it, folks. There's your cookie. There's the bottom. It's not too brown. And it's chewy. Put it up here to dry out, cool down. And you don't want to burn cookie either. So you want to make sure. Like I said, these are going to be chewy ones. See on those TV commercials how perfectly round their cookie is. I can never get my perfectly round with every chunk standing up. So it's not like the TV commercials, but it's a cookie that is made with love. They're just drying up some more. Just put these over here. Like I said, I did a double batch, so that's why it looks like there's a lot in my bowl still. While the other tray is drying. Do some more. Scoop some more on the tray and bake some more. Get some more done. Like I said, I usually use a little cookie scoop. Makes life much easier. there we have it. Ready to go in the oven. All right, we'll put our cookies aside. And I'll continue to do that. Let's get this frosted. So I usually use when I use the frosting, the canned frosting, I usually zap it in the microwave for a few minutes, like a few seconds, just to warm it up a little bit. It's easy to work with, just so it gives it a easy to work with consistency. Because it spreads much smoother when you zap it in the microwave. Easy is good. Start with 10 seconds and then work up from there. You don't want it too soupy, because then it won't be good. Alright, that might be a little bit longer. That was 17 seconds. It all depends on your microwave. Okay, so now this softened up, and it's softened up, and now it's going to be easy to work with. So it's nice and soft. And we're just going to spread our frosting all over our cake. My daughter wanted a chocolate cake, so I promised her a chocolate cake, so I made a chocolate cake. And then I also made chocolate chip cookies today. And there we have it. Chocolate cake, chocolate frosting. You could put sprinkles or whatever you want on the top, but this is just as good. You just level it out till it's smooth. And voila, there you have it, guys. When it's soft, it's easy to work with. That's just a frosting out of a can. I also make my own frosting with confectionery sugar, and you can make chocolate frosting, confectionery sugar with salt, a pinch of salt, and also with cocoa powder, chocolate cocoa powder. You can make your own, and a little bit of butter. So there you go. There you have it. Chocolate cake. Ta-da! And chocolate chip cookies. And chocolate chip cookies. All under an hour? Desserts. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. And you all have a good day, good night, and goodbye. See you again.